Piers, I saw what the whole country saw with regard to the tragedy that we saw in Connecticut, and I was haunted by two things. Number one, and first and foremost, what happened there in a classroom where 6- and 7-year-old children were shot repeatedly at close range with a high-powered rifle with huge pieces of ammunition, tearing through them over and over again, shot 10, 11 or more times. The other horror, of course, was what could have happened, where this gunman was going to kill every child in that school. Hundreds of children would have died if he got his way. So that's what haunted me, and it caused me to take a very close look at positions I had taken in the past, and I decided over the course of a couple of days to make a change and to vote for some of the measures we'll be voting on starting tomorrow in the next few days.
I believe you also were very moved by an interview that was on this show that I conducted with the family of Vicky Soto, one of the hero teachers who sadly lost her life. I actually have one of Vicky's sisters with me, Carly, right now, who is already very moved, I think, by what you've been saying, obviously bringing back a lot of powerful memories. But the fact that a senator in America is prepared to admit that he is changing his mind, I think, is extremely significant right now in this debate. When you watched that interview that I did with the Soto family, what was it about that that particularly struck you?
Well, just how broken these families were and how devastated they were by this tragedy. And I think in so many ways, the whole country had the same reaction that I had. And I think we have to ask ourselves, if you're an elected official that has a vote, you've got to decide how will you use that vote when it comes in front of you. And I think in some ways it's good, it's very positive that we've got a bipartisan agreement on a background check bill. That's good news, but it's not enough. The test here is not what the deal is in Washington or whether Democrats and Republicans come together. That's important, and we've got to strive to achieve that. The test here is, what if one of those children was staring you in the face right now? What would you say to them when they said, have you done everything you can? Have you voted and have you acted in every possible way to protect me from being killed in the way that I was? The test are these children, the 6- and 7-year-olds, and whether or not we're taking every step possible to protect these children in such a way that this won't happen again, or that we reduce the likelihood substantially, immeasurably, that it won't happen again.
You see, the big barrier that keeps coming up is the NRA, and they've been explicit today. They don't want any universal background checks. They don't want anything. All they want to do is carry on selling more and more guns. You had a high rating from the NRA. You were an A and a B+ in the past. You are making an enemy of the NRA now with what you're doing, and they will come after you, won't they?
Well, they may, and I probably will at some point. But here's the good news on that, Piers, is that the country has come together in ways that I don't think we've ever seen in recent history. Most of the country understands that, like we have in Pennsylvania, we've got more than 1 million gun owners in Pennsylvania. It's part of our tradition, it's part of our culture, and it's very positive in our state. And I think we can say to those gun owners, we want to respect your rights in every way that is possible under our system. You can have a gun for protection, and a lot of people need a gun for protection. You can have a gun to engage in hunting or sporting. You can do that within the limits and within what we will vote on in the next couple of days. I think we've got to make sure that we limit the magazines, the ammunition that's available in one weapon at one time in one place. And we saw the effects of that not only in Connecticut, but in a lot of places around the country. So